Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Doing a video on the Sharp by Design Micro Typhoon. Got this in, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, and this was the latest production collaboration that Brian Nadeau of Sharp by Design did with Rayot Knives of China. So I don't know that this was, there may have been a custom Micro Typhoon at some point, but the Typhoon was the first, and Brian, who's a custom knife maker, obviously at Sharp by Design, the Typhoon was the model that really launched him into the spotlight, really showed off his machining capabilities, and obviously the smaller one here kind of came at a good time when people have been moving towards smaller knives by and large. Anyways, don't want to ramble too much, but this was a pre-order maybe back in November of 2019, and you had the option to pay up front or do a deposit. I paid up front for this one. It was like $310, somewhere around there, and I opted for this olive, this kind of green, dark green micarta inlay, and I opted for the American Tonto variation. There was the olive inlay, there was a carbon fiber inlay, I think there was just a plain titanium handle too, maybe some vents or something milled in. And then there was a the American Tonto, Japanese Tonto, and then a standard drop point. I don't have a lot I don't think I have any Japanese Tontos at the moment, so I just wanted something a little bit different, and then I opted for the green because I typically go carbon fiber on everything. Here's what it ships with. That's it. So, moving that out of the way, not too long ago, or maybe it wasn't too long ago, the other production collaboration, the Void, came in as well. So I'm going to show you guys the size comparison on these two. Let's grab the dividend, because that is probably the closest in size to this bunch here. There we are, pivot to pivot on all three. So quite a bit smaller. Blade length is just about 2.8, 2.9 inches. Handle length is 3.75. Overall length around 6.6, 6.7, depending on where you measure from. It does use M390 blade steel, and the blade stock is actually a bit thinner than on the Void. Well, quite a bit thinner. Look at the difference in blade stock there. So you're getting essentially, it's a smaller knife, thinner blade stock. There is a difference between the flipper tabs as well. Let's take a look at that. This is his, I don't know if you want to call it an older style, but the one that was on his customs. The Void is a slightly different flipper tab. Both work well. Look at the handle difference there. Then let's look at the dividend real quick here too. Yeah, quite a bit smaller than the dividend. So, alright. Let's see, it weighs in 2.4 ounces. What else do we have going on? I think those are the specs for the most part. It does run on bearings, of course, ceramic bearings. Yeah, let's look at the grinds. Rayot's satin, belt satin, is amazing. These are some incredible grinds. I don't know if this was all machine done or if there was any handwork involved, but flawless execution on the grinds and the blade. The blade stock, if I wrote that down, 0.123, 123 thousandths, so somewhere in that range. And again, it is a flat grind here, and then a little bit wider towards the tip, but also a flat grind. Jimping up top is perfection. Really, really nice. And again, just like with the Void or Brian's other production collaborations with Rayot, really does take Rayot's manufacturing capabilities up to their highest level, because he is providing, all of the CAD work and everything good to go. I was definitely blown away by the Void. Really happy with this one too. I'd say the only difference is the action on this Void is completely glass smooth. The action on this Micro Typhoon, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's definitely not as smooth. I've taken it apart and cleaned it twice, just trying to see if maybe there was some junk in the path, but probably just needs to break in more. I think, I don't know, probably something on the blade where I don't know. I took it apart twice. Couldn't really see anything that would give it kind of that, not grittiness, but it's like it's running over, you know, like there's maybe the hand satin. It's like hitting satin grinds on like the detent path or something. Anyways, I think it'll break in eventually. It's just not as crazy smooth as the Void is. And again, the Void has a much heavier blade, much thicker, and it's not the weight or how freely it moves. It's just, I don't want to use the term grittiness, but kind of a little bit of almost grittiness there. Anyhow, let's look at the machining overall because, again, just outstanding machining. All the corners are rounded. Everything is flawless. The blade is encapsulated in the handle very well. The pocket clip is outstanding. There's a lanyard too at the back. Look at the mating between those two sides. The line separating them is almost indiscernible. Look at the inlay work on the micarta. I mean, just incredible, incredible machining work. Honestly, does have a stainless steel lock insert. There's Brian's logo. I mean, at $300, it's a staggering value. And again, if you didn't pay in full up front, maybe $300, $310, whatever, or $350 at the dealers. There was a few that went out to dealers, but they're all sold out now. And that is one of the bad things about this knife is you might be looking at this and thinking, well, shoot, I wasn't in on the pre-order. I didn't get in on the drop. They're sold out everywhere, and you may find one pop up on the forums or something, but they will be a little bit harder to come by. So again, that makes it quite difficult to track down, but I've been super, super impressed with the collaborations between Brian and Riyadh. I think they're just putting out incredible value at $300. Just so nicely machined, everything's so well contoured, the inlay work is so good, the pocket clip is perfect. You know, again, this one still has a little bit of grittiness. I feel bad saying that, but action is incredible. Uses his detent nub instead of a detent ball. And I've talked about that in quite a few other videos. But I really enjoy everything about it. Barely long enough for me to get a 4-finger grip on with that 3.75 inch handle, but the jimping up top is perfect, locks you in, so you get a very comfortable and controlled grip on this little knife. And it's one that, you know, I bought it primarily as something to carry to the office. It's quite a bit lighter and quite a bit smaller than the Void, you know, is overall, so I was looking forward to having this as an office carry, but I haven't been into the office in like 6 weeks because of this quarantine thing, so been carrying it around the house, using it a little bit. I do like the thinner blade stock overall, but yeah, that D10 sound. Oof, so good. All right, guys. So again, if you're in the know, you saw these and either you jumped in or you didn't. If you're just seeing this now, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. I'd recommend that you do follow Brian Nadeau of Sharp by Design and just keep an eye on any future production collabs that he might be doing. And you get in on those pre-orders. This is the second time I've done a pre-order on the production collabs, and it come through both times. So one of the few companies / makers who I will comfortably pre-order for, but again, by and large, I don't recommend pre-ordering in full up front. Brian gets a pass here. He's always delivered, even though he's from Jersey and he's kind of a pain in the ass. I like him overall. He does incredible work. Love these production collabs. So again, highly recommended if you can find one, and if someone's not trying to price gouge you on the thing. Again, $350 was the not pre-order price thereabouts, and I think that's still a very fair deal at around closer to $300 outstanding value. All right, I think I've rambled on long enough. Thanks so much for watching. Comments, questions, let me know. You can follow me on Instagram for more daily content, and I'll put links to Brian's places down below as well. So see you guys on the next video.